Welcome to yet another episode of Stalwart of Transformation. This podcast not only brings great minds of our industry, but also their stories of resilience, reinvention, and radical transformation. Our guest today has been thorough of information and in-depth knowledge of industry licensing and its important aspects. He is the first corporate owner of private security agency founded in 1972 in North India. He is a visionary leader who has spent many years in leading different security companies like Eagle Hunter and Scientific Solutions. He was also founder of Secura Group, who manages Pasara licensing, marketing, and placement agency. He is also advisor to many security companies and has been instrumental in strategy planning of various projects with National Skill Development Corporation and Security Sector Skill Council. He has been a policy pusher for our industry. Please welcome our guest today, Mr. Jasbir S Wasu. Welcome,
Thank you.
sir. How are you, sir?
Thank you very much. I'm good.
So, sir, your contribution to the industry has been immense, and we thought of just taking our viewers today to your journey with our industry. So, I wanted to understand from you where has you spent your childhood? What do you want to tell us about your family, and what are your areas of interest?
I was born in Saharanpur, which is Western UP, and from kindergarten onwards till my senior Cambridge,
Okay.
I was in Agra for education. My father was posted there.
Okay. So he was a part of.
He was not in the armed services. He was in the civil,
Acha.
but his ministry of rehabilitation at that time was looking after the rehabilitation process of all the refugees after the partition of Indo-Pakistan.
Okay.
So land allotments of people, refugees whose lands got left back there. So he was always under transfer to various states wherever the pressure of the refugees was more. So he was more. From my kindergarten to 6th, I was in a convent school, St. Anthony's, Nagra. And then from 7th onwards, I was in a boarding till my senior Cambridge. That was also at St. Peter's, Agra. So born West UP, educated Agra, and finally got married in Kanpur.
Okay.
So that made me a Pakka UP wala.
So the life has been in UP initially.
Yes, whenever somebody starts talking to me about Punjab, I say, look, buddy, I'm a UP guy, born and brought up there. So I'm more familiar with UP food, way of life, and then the Punjab culture. So Punjab I caught up later on in life, though my paternal family was all from, is still in Punjab and it was always there. So that was schooling, small family. We were 4 siblings, me being the eldest, 2 sisters in between, then a younger brother who also is in the security profession.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
2 great minds in the private security.
Yeah, he is carrying on the legacy and I'm sure he is doing a great job. I'm proud of him. The family was always under transfer. So there were periods when, occasions when my father was posted on a bachelor station in a way that not defined by the government, but because of the children's education. Yeah. He didn't prefer taking them or breaking their education in process in between. So he would always sacrifice that, no, the family stays put here, carry on with the education, and I move on into a bachelor station or a bachelorhood.
Okay.
So taking care of the family, trying to fill in my father's boots.
That's a very big responsibility.
It came early. So, in fact, my maternal grandmother used to tease me when I was a kid, and I didn't understand the phrase till much later in life. she used to say, take my pet name and say that you have a beard in your stomach. So I never understood the philosophy of beard in the stomach.
Yeah, what does that mean?
In Punjabi, she used to say, tere tere dadiye. Now,
You all want to know what does
yeah, I was also perplexed always, but then I never chased it till I grew up a little more. And then I said, why my Nani used to say this? And that is when my mother explained to me. She said, no, you as a child were always talking mature things or wise things. So she said that you're an old man already.
So maturity came to you in a very early stage.
Yeah, and I started believing actually that wisdom comes with white hair, with age. Till I really am now aged and I feel wisdom doesn't come with age. It was a myth. So there probably was no dadi in my stomach.
Is it because you were the eldest in the house and that's why you thought?
I think the responsibilities were on me. Yeah, I was the eldest. I still am the eldest.
Yeah.
And
what do you like doing in your free time, sir? As in, do you have any sports call? I mean, do you have any interest in
my mother's blessings. She loved, she had green fingers. So she loved gardening and we always had some pet because wherever the government gave us a open accommodation, a bungalow, so we had gardens. So we had a front garden which we had roses and we used to call it rose garden, a rare garden where we had kitchen garden.
So you still do that?
Yeah, but now space is a constraint. So my room is full of plants. Looks like a greenhouse.
That's great.
And I've cornered my house being a two-side open. So I've cornered the stretch along the house between the road and the house. And I've greened it, planted a lot of trees, fruit trees there. So that's I'm passionate for that.
That's great to know your passion, sir. But now I would like to ask you, take us back. How did you start and how did you become a part of this industry?
Well, like I said, I think I was born a guard. You see, Chaukidari was in my blood because all the time looking after the family. It came in automatically, and then for me in my life, I've seen destiny has always held my hand and led me through the ups and downs. It's been a roller coaster ride for me.
So, as you mentioned, sir, that you have been the first owner of security agents.
Now, in between, I'd like to fill up. I graduated ultimately from Saharanpur. I did some part of my graduation process in Dehradun because the family was there and their sisters were in the convent and Jesus Mary school there. So for their education, they were with me. So again, caretaking or family chowkidar. And thereafter, I came down to Saharanpur for my graduation to my maternal parents because dad and family had moved to Mumbai.
Okay.
Bombay then, in those days it was known as Bombay. That was in 68, 70. I graduated, holidayed with my grandparents till September. I think results were out in September 1970. August, must be July, August. The results came out and I graduated, but I did not convey it to my parents. I thought I'll go and personally give them a surprise. So all my aunts and uncles wanted to, but I held them all back. And they, luckily for me, they agreed that their surprise would be good. So I moved into Bombay, traveled there by train, and gave them a surprise.
Okay.
That here I am, I've graduated, now what? I think my dad had a bigger surprise for me. You see, his ministry was winding up, and they were handing over charge to the governors of the states.
Okay.
So, and all the states that his region was under his charge was from the western India to the southernmost tip of the country. He would be a state guest with the governor.
Right.
So he thought there can't be a better time to give my family an educative travel across the country.
Right.
VIP stay, VIP receptions. So he booked tickets for everybody.
Great.
Now, when I landed up, my ticket wasn't there.
And why is that so?
He didn't think I'll be joining him. I had surprised him by popping up there. Otherwise, I was way back in the backward Saharanpur. So he just informed me that, look, I have in mind to send you over to Boston, where my cousin is a professor in a management school. And he has said that you must learn shorthand
Okay.
because the lectures will come in so fast that I will have difficulty following up. So in shorthand, you'll take the lectures. So I went exploring to Flora Fountain, VT, found a school there. Pittman's was a famous chain of schools, skilling. So I started attending classes there, and my dad had and family had left for their trip. One of the classes in the early stages of my Pittman's shorthand and typing learning was to look up the newspapers, wanted ads, job wanting ads,
Okay.
and draft out a application. So one of the ads was from a security agency,
Acha.
which was India's leading company then, Security and Personal Services Private Limited, popularly known as SPS. And Major Sukhi was a known name in those days. So it said, you want to graduate? It said, should have a two-wheeler. And I said, my dad's two-wheeler Vespa is lying in a godown at Saharanpur. And my Nana, my grandfather, has a transport agency running trucks from Saharanpur to Bombay also. So I'll just get it loaded up and okay, fine. It clicked. Probably the old man in my tummy was working. It was all clicking.
So everything was a check there.
Experience not necessary. NCC must. I had done C certificate.
Oh.
So I think I was qualified. So what I did was that I took my homework to the class teacher, but I also mailed one at the address. An application I also prepared, typed out another one, and mailed it to the address.
That's how it started.
And I got a call.
Oh.
So when I got a call for interview, the post was field officers.
Okay. That was back in which year, sir?
1970.
Nice.
I'm talking about October 1970. So I went to attend the interview, and there was this short-statured Major Sukhi. Being UP wala, I never knew all the castes or the surnames in Punjab, so I never realized Sukhi is a Jat from Punjab. But he was clean-shaven. He had a fag of cigarette in his mouth, and a side like Pran used to have in the movies. And that's the first time I saw those pince-nez type specs, which he had on his nose like this. And busy working on the table, going through the.
This was his signature to keep the specs like this on the nose, because I think I've spoken to many people. He used to tell me that उनका signature था ऐसे specs को nose पे रखने का.
I didn't figure that out much, but he had it there. So he would look up at me through and it's a bit disconcerting, but then he offered me the seat. I took the seat. He was reading. He didn't look up at me, and he's going through the application. And then he says, age. He comes down to age. Name, this thing, this thing, this thing. Then he comes down to age. 21. And he shakes his head. So I realized I already had the jitters that I haven't asked my dad. I'm appearing for an interview. I really don't need it. I just took a sort of a kick out of it that I'll get another chance to go around Flora Fountain. The office was there.
Okay.
Very close to my Pittman's. So the confidence levels were good. So when he shook his head, with my heels, I pushed my chair back and stood up. Then he looked up through his specs and he says, "What's wrong?" I said, "My age, sir." Because he was nodding this way. I said, "My age, sir." And that's when he spoke up and the barriers came down. Kaka beja. You sit down, kiddo. So when he said that, I said, oh, he's Punjabi. It was much later that I discovered, okay, from which village he's in Punjab, and etc. But when can you join? So I said, sir, my family is not here. I'm absolutely free bonding instead of vagabonding. And yeah, bolo, whenever you say, sir, join from tomorrow.
Oh.
So that was 20th October, 1970. Next day I joined. They wanted 6 field officers. There was a Colonel Hodgson there. There was another inspector from the traffic police who had resigned because of some issues there. And I remember these 2 out of the 6 because we got close. So next day, I'm escorting them for their final interviews. And I being the youngest, and I would never expected it when I was sitting outside in a row with those seniors. I never expected. I said, I have zilch experience. ये तो होना ही नहीं है.
So within a day, things changed.
That's how I said destiny has held my hand throughout life. For me, things have changed. People call fate, they call it your lines and numerology, so many things. But at this age, I'm running my 77th biological year. So at this age, I realized that you plan this, you plan that, you can do a lot of things and you keep doing them. But somewhere destiny intervenes and the course changes of life. So that is when new strengths, you discover your weaknesses which you never realized earlier. And then new strengths come in which you say, if God gives you problems, He gives you solutions too. He gives you the resilience, the strength to fight those occasions. And I've had them in my life.
And that's how the foundation happened.
No, that's where the struggle started. I wanted a private limited firm for no reason other than to be called a managing director because the people I met in the industry were managing directors.
Okay.
So I never thought of a proprietary company. I took the difficult task because registering a private limited company didn't come easy. It cost you money. Getting a landline telephone cost me 5,000 rupees. And I was told with 5,000 rupees paid to the telecom department, there was 3 years waiting.
Oh my God.
So my dad had to pull, being in the government, he had some links, he had to pull a ministerial recommendation from the minister's quota to get me a telephone landline, which is essential. But yes, I think I was smart enough to pick up a small cabin at Asif Ali Road because I used to see all leading companies, Hext and Dabur and Oriental Insurance, all of them having their offices on Asif Ali Road. So I wanted it in the hub because my Bombay experience of Major Suki's small office and then setting up a larger office in a suburb for economy. But being at the heart of a commercial center gave the clients a confidence.
Absolutely.
So I probably...
To be sold, you need to be seen first.
Yeah, God was kind. I was playing the right cards. Now came the job that, okay, you need a memorandum of association and articles. Now, there was no security agency registered in the north.
Oh.
So my cousin who was doing his CA here and had finished his chartered accountancy, I hopped over to Saharanpur, went to him. I said, brother, you have to form a company for me. He says, no, I do UP work and you have to form it with the Punjab Haryana Chamber of the... So you have to registrar of companies. So you have to do it in Delhi. I said, okay, I need a memorandum of association. He said, no, there are, like you said, I've never heard of a security agency. Even your profession sounds strange to me. I don't even know if there's a future. So he gave me a... He was based out of Saharanpur. Yeah. So I said, okay, then what? Do one thing for me. Lend me a few memorandum associations of your clients that you have formed. So he lent me 3-4 memorandums. I came down, did homework on them, changed it appropriately to my needs. Asked a CA, he told me another fancy figure for the charges. I said, I'm going to save that. So I applied directly, went over to the office.
Okay.
Yeah, the ITO complex. Filed my own memorandum. I was called, instructed to make some changes in them. I went back, forth for a while. But officers were very charmed with me because at this young age, this guy is doing all this.
All that around himself without being a CA.
Because I don't have the money. And the big thing was that I was also government officer's son. So they empathized.
So that was your defining moment, I would say.
Yes, out of my youth into manhood. Because your own company
At the age of
is
24,
totally a different story.
I
The
understand.
responsibilities. I vividly remember the salary of a guard in those days used to be 80 rupees a month. And the next jump that it took through the government authorities was 220.
Oh.
So
And
minimum
that took how much time, sir?
minimum wages and VDA and such benefits were unknown. So
it started in 72.
yes, the defining moment came when Dalmia Industries, young Sion, Sanjay Dalmia,
Okay.
SPS, I had taken a contract with them. So he knew me. He called me over one day and said, look, Asia 72 exhibition, expo, huge thing is coming up at Pragati Maidan. Now that was the early, huge commercial show taking place. And Dalmias had taken a huge pavilion there which they were going to construct.
Okay.
He says, Jasbir, I want your security there. I said, sir, I've left SPS and I yet have to start. I'm in the process. I'm not listening to anything. You're providing me guards.
And that was for how many guards, if I may ask?
It was for how many months? It was only a month and a half that the requirement was there between the building of the pavilion and the end of the exhibition.
Okay.
So it was a month and a half.
All right.
15 days for the start and a month for the exhibition.
Okay.
So that's where my struggle started. Now to design the uniform, but in those days, khaki was the common uniform.
Okay.
Now you needed the shoulder badges, and what we see today commonly, security badge, was unavailable.
So this must be 90s, I believe.
I think it happened in the 80s.
80s. Okay.
And then we had a task cut out for us. We were able to, the chairman of Capsicum, Vikram Singh, now we are very good friends for the last 50 years, but then we were aware that he is a power in politics. And he was our savior at that point of time, the guardian angel, because what was required was to bring in pressure on the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi to not promulgate that ordinance.
I get it.
So the Matador van used to be there on those days. One of the agency heads gave his Matador van. Everybody piled into that. Pajama suits and toothbrushes and a portable typewriter on the knee. So we would go and park
The van.
Vikram would say, let's go to so-and-so member of parliament.
Okay.
So he would go there, he would go in, have a word with them, that gentleman would agree, okay, I'll sign such a petition. Quickly type out under his name, take it in, get it signed, had a motorbike rider accompanying us all the time. Here you are, go deliver it and get the delivery on the duplicate from the Lieutenant Governor's office. Well, in a matter of few days, we were able to send across some 40 such recommendations from member parliaments that no, it should not be. It's an expert service, it's a required service, and it should not be banned under contract labor. It is not. And that is when the transformation of the industry started.
That's when the recognition has happened.
That is when they resolved. They asked us to put up a show that we are professionals. So in the National Stadium, we arranged a show. Now all of us used to go for conferences abroad, exhibitions. So we used to buy trinkets out of interest. Like somebody bought handcuffs from the exhibition in USA. Somebody bought baton. Somebody bought something else. Now so we all pulled in those things, spread them on a table. The local committee formed by the Lieutenant Governor was headed by a councillor or MLA now in these days. So that gentleman came over for inspection with his team. National Stadium, we had our guards. We also pulled in guards, do march past. So we should see. Like the police, like the army, uniform.
So the recognition, I would say, the accreditation, the recognition started from there after this.
So that vanished. They said, okay. The committee report said no, they should be allowed to work and they should not be scrapped. We need that backup. So that was the turning point for the entire industry, the country's industry. Because when Delhi put up that, every other state,
I'm sure,
had reasons to follow.
Absolutely.
So Bombay became a solitary case, and it continues to be a solitary case even today. What followed later on through the group's efforts was PASARA, Private Security Agency Regulation Act, formed in 2005. And that was the year 2005 when I had to dispose of my company as a distressed sale.
So I think that has changed your, shoes into a businessman to an advisory profile now. And I've heard that you've been a part of, you have hand-holded NSDC and sector skill councils in various projects.
See, 2005 is when I lost my son. It was
I'm sure it must be a very tough.
Yeah, I had to find new moorings where I could anchor my ship.
Where you belong to.
Where I could anchor my ship, and then 2005 is also a landmark for the security industry in India, because that is when the Private Security Agencies Regulation Act came into being.
I'm sure 2005 is a very important year.
Yeah, and that is when the chairman Capsi found it prudent found me suitable to fill in as the vice chairman of legal and licensing for the association. And we had been involved with the drafting and the making of the act, which was a very hurried act for political reasons. Another long story, so I won't go into that. The act came into being. The entire industry didn't know where to head for. So CAPSI's role and CAPSI was also formed during that year. From the ASOI was amalgamated into or merged with the CAPSI, and CAPSI came into being. So that is when everybody was wanting to know what is licensing all about and how to go about it. Now, it wasn't until 2009 that Delhi started issuing licenses and the first controlling authority came into being. So for 4 years,
4 years,
the industry was in turmoil and we had to,
clueless.
CAPSI had to fend for them with the government, meeting people, dignitaries, government officials, seniors, Ministry of Home Affairs. A lot of running around was done. Very hard work was done by CAPSI leadership in those days.
Indeed.
Yeah. And when 2009 came, even the controlling authority's office didn't know how to go about it. So that is when the chairman assigned me, and I had a young lady in my office. So we were assigned to go to the controlling authority's office and help them out with the whole thing, because I was working on PASARA.
Right.
So he felt my knowledge should suffice them, and we did go there and we studied. So the actual rules which came into being, we were part and parcel of the entire thing. Similarly, over the years, when pushing things for CAPSI, we got into the Ministry of DGS&D was being wounded up. So services were included for the first time with GIM, which is government's e-marketing. Where all the tendering
for tendering.
But then till then only supplies, products were being tendered by government. Not services.
Not the services. Now the services are being monitored through that.
That's so into that process, GEMS getting security into it. Again, I was
instrumental into that?
Not instrumental. I was pushed to the forefront.
Oh,
That no, you go. So it's like that. I got very busy with CAPSI's policy and
that's why I end up
formative years.
Yeah, that's why I end up saying you policy pusher for the industry.
Thank you very much. Yes, I also at times believe that yes, there are so many policies, so many schemes that I've helped push through on behalf of the Security Skill Council.
Yeah,
I was an advisor to the council, so I was involved with all the creation of the SOPs and
NMSs,
setting up skill centers all over the country.
Yeah.
So going through their qualifications, and then the Major General Majumdar and myself certifying that yes, this institute is capable, and they have sufficed with all the
You
provisions.
were the part of the committee of approving
all the provisions
centers
that were required by the council have been met,
right?
And therefore they are authorized now to start skilling.
Yeah.
We are skilling partner to the council.
Right.
So I've been then with the QCI partnership for the star rating scheme.
It's a very important partnership.
Again, yes, we wanted quality. The industry was evolving. The demand was rising in the market. That with the minimum wages rising, there was a disparity between the quality of the guards. We also wanted that for progression of the guards' salaries. It was unskilled. Everybody was being treated as an unskilled.
Right.
So, which was a daily labor.
Right. There has to be a distinction between a skilled and unskilled.
Because a guard's duty, I rate it as a very noble profession.
Of course.
He risks his life.
Absolutely.
To save all lives and properties. To give you a good night's sleep.
Absolutely.
And it's a thankless job. It was a thankless job till CAPSI started.
The recognition.
Changing the culture.
Absolutely.
And our interactions with corporates, CAPSI is very, very... it was all uphill for CAPSI. Now it's 20 years. When you look back, you were all the time climbing. And even today, I say the peak is not visible. There's so much more to be done.
Yep. And I think there is already we have done a lot. We have come really far. But yes, of course, there is so much needs to be done yet more, so that the recognition which is there in the industry right now, which is in...
Because challenges keep changing, no?
Absolutely. It's an evolving...
Change.
Yeah.
Everything is on constant change. So today the threat levels or the opportunities, the strengths, our weaknesses, they all are changed. They're not what they were 5 years back. India is today not a rising country. It's a risen nation.
Absolutely.
As a risen nation, the aspirations of the industry, the new sectors opening up, AI,
technology,
drones, technology. So challenges now, there are a fresh set of challenges for which CAPSI is already readying itself. We have divisions for the drones. We have our technology expert is there on the CAPSI roles. So
that's great. I mean, you have given us so much to take home, sir.
I've learned a lot. In the process of leading or undertaking whatever missions the chairman gave me, I've learned a lot.
And so do we. And before we end, I have few questions for you, kind of a rapid fire round.
At your service.
So first question, here we go, sir. What does leadership means to you?
Every man is a leader. Every man has his own crisis, and for his own crisis, he is a leader.
That's great. And second question is, one piece of advice you would like to give it to the young entrepreneur of our industry?
Trust your industry. Reinvest into it, which many are not doing. They reinvest into side businesses. Thereby, they weaken their own structuring of the business. So, those companies which had the wisdom to reinvest today are the top few. I say top few because the others don't move out of that bracket.
Right.
They still see it as a post-retirement second occupation with no follow-on succession statement within the family or professionals to take over. we do not let professionals take over our businesses.
Right.
Industries do, corporates and other areas, business fields do. Somehow in our industry, barring let's say group 4 or few companies,
Big names.
but then again they have
Just few, handful of them.
maybe not even this. Maybe
Right.
4. Okay, take 5.
You're right.
Let's be liberal.
And what is your mantra, sir? Success mantra over all this year? Just, which keeps you going?
Okay, I'm a born Gemini. So between the twins, my mantras keep switching according to the situations.
And the last question is, one word which describe our industry, private security industry.
Volatile. That's excitement. That's what gets into our blood, and that's what keeps us going.
And that's bring a lot of opportunities as well, I believe.
Well, unless there is turbulence,
Yeah.
there is no opportunity.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was great to have you on our show, sir. Thank you so much for taking out
The
time
pleasure
for
has
us.
been entirely mine.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very much. And thanks to the industry, which has given me long support.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you for your time.